Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back again, all my beautiful friends from the internet, to another episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast. I'm super excited to be back with y'all again today here on this wonderful Tuesday, or whenever you happen to be listening to this episode, whether that be morning, evening, or night. So welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. You if you sorry if you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also please leave us a review. If you're listening on YouTube, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Remember, you can answer this week's Reddit question by tuning in on Spotify, which is totally free and you don't need a membership. You can click the description of the episode, and in the description of the episode, you will see this week's question and a white icon that says reply, and you can reply to this week's question, and I will read that out aloud on the next week's following episode. So, with that said, why don't we read... Oh, I think we got a new response just this morning. Yeah, okay. So, let's see. Oh, we got a couple new responses this morning. All right. So last week's question was, what is a harmless secret you've kept forever? Stressed Human says, my partner really wanted dresses. I said I never wore them even though I gave them one of my favorites. Wait, what? My partner really wanted dresses. I said I never wore them even though I gave them one of my favorites. Oh, that's so sweet. That's nice. Oh, nice. You took one for the team right there. It's like your favorite dress too, and you're like fucking, like just shook up. You're like, oh my God, like I can't believe I'm doing this. But the things that we do for our partners, the things that we do for the people that we love, like I feel like I do that all the time, honestly. Like I used to do that with clothes back in the day with my buddies, honestly, because like maybe not some of my prized clothes, but I remember some of my friends would like wear some of my shit, and even if it was something I liked, sometimes I'd just like let them have it, because it's like, come on, man, like great, it's another like Air Jordan t-shirt, like I can get another one, you know what I mean, down the road, like I can buy another t-shirt. And for some people, and like I'm not trying to say that my friends are broke or anything, but like, for some of my friends have better situations. The other can afford shirts, and some of them can't afford shirts like that. So I feel like I never tried to make it a massive, priority to get all my stuff back. I wouldn't lend out clothes that I wasn't okay losing. You know what I mean? And that was the thing, is because I knew sometimes that them having that shirt would, even though like some of the shirts I liked, I knew that them having that shirt would mean more to them than it would to me. And it's not like they really meant to steal it on purpose, really. It's just that I kind of just gave it to them. I let them wear it, and I'm just like, yeah, you can have it. Like, if you like it, you can have it, And I feel like that, yeah, like that I knew that shirt, like, number one, they were probably going to wear it more times than I ever would, and it probably means more to them, and it just makes me happy to see them. But that's really nice, Stressed Human. Next one comes from Dog. Don't have anything to say, but good episodes. Thank you very much, Dog. Appreciate that. Next one comes from... I need to look... Why didn't I look up this emoji? It's the one with the Mr. German man with the freaking, hollowed out emoji with the dots around it. I don't even know. It makes me think like I'm not there, or I don't know. I stole some Oreos from my mom. Well, I think that she can forgive you for that. I think that there's some leeway there. I don't think that that your mom would be too upset over the Oreos. What if she just was? What if that was like her only vice? She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke. It's just Oreos. And she's like, "What the fuck happened to my Oreos?" I needed a break today. I had a hard day at work. I had a tough day, and I come home and there's no goddamn Oreos. Fuck. Fuck. Yeah, Mom, I have no idea. Like, just as he's wiping his mouth. I have no clue, Mom. Whoever took your Oreos is just an asshole. That just asshole, Mom. I just can't even believe that. I think it was my sister. I think she took them. She definitely took them. I saw her. She looked really schemy today. Today looked like it was a scheming day for her. So you should probably check in with her, and honestly, even just get mad at her. Don't even like bother at telling her what's wrong or what she did or anything. Just have it out. Next one comes from the furry that eats dirt. I once pretended to eat my cat and she was purring. She is so weird and cute. That is a harmless secret, I guess. Pretended to eat my cat? Is that, like, did you pretend to eat your cat in a cute way, or are you trying to pretend to eat your cat as in, like, I literally pretended to eat my cat. I have a burning desire to eat my cat, but I just have to hold it back because I love my cat, and I know that people would be asking me, where's my cat, and why is there a cat skeleton lying around? So, I have to repress that one, just push it way down. But you guys have no idea. It's like living with a chocolate cake. You just want to just get into there, but no. I just pretend. Only pretend for me. Just role playing. She role plays the cake every time. Next one comes from Vortex. Great to see you again, Vortex. Love the idea of the merch. I think having a mug would be great. Also, my secret is that your mom is gay. Nothing wrong with being gay. Had to add that because who knows who I could offend these days. Yup. Okay. Thanks a lot, Vortex, for that. Appreciate it. Okay. So now that that's over, I appreciate every person who comments. Thank you all so much for doing that. I love tuning in every week and reading aloud everyone's comments. It makes me happy to know that everyone just likes the show and wants to participate within the show, because I do say that this show doesn't exist without all of you beautiful humans. So unless ChatGPT is listening to this, then which I assume it is, because it's gaining information like all the time. So, or at least GPT-4 maybe. So welcome, GPT. Anyways, why don't we just hop into, and please remember, comment, like if you haven't commented, please comment. We're getting like consistently like 250 downloads every podcast. So please comment. Even if you have nothing to say, just comment something random. And yeah, and thank you all so much, and please share the podcast. So why don't we get into today's episode? I'm a little frazzed today, folks, as if you can't tell. I'm a little slow, but that's okay. We'll truck on. All right. So today's episode again comes from our favorite subreddit, the Askreddit page. What is the worst financial decision you've seen somebody make? I feel like, I don't know if I've seen people make bad financial decisions, but I've definitely made a lot of probably poor financial decisions. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm impulsive with my purchasing. I'm not super impulsive with my purchasing, but sometimes I'm impulsive, especially when it comes to shoes and clothes. Because, like, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I, like, collect sneakers and I collect clothing and stuff. And so sometimes if you're in that realm of territory, you know what I mean? Like, of collecting shoes and clothes and stuff, you've definitely made an impulsive purchase. Like, I hate to say it, but I probably have like 3 to 5 pairs of shoes that I just bought because they were like a good deal, but not because I actually like needed them or like really wanted them. It was just because oh my God, NMDs for $90. Sure, why not? And then you buy it and it's just like, I haven't worn these in forever. But I'm trying to get out of that. I'm actually trying to wear all my sneakers, and I need to start wearing more of my sneakers. So today I'm challenging myself. I'm going to dress up in my in some nice sneakers today. Probably break out my Jordan 11s, my Gamma 11s. Excuse me. Because I haven't worn those in a long time, and they were a really fun purchase, and I love them. All right. Anyways, enough about my shoes. First one comes from Raven Bear 2005. Put everything in his girlfriend's name to hide assets as he owed the IRS. The girlfriend sold his business, cashed out his accounts, and ran. All right, babe. I'm gonna need you to listen to me, okay? The IRS is out to get me. And like it's just that's how it is. I committed tax fraud. I haven't filed my taxes in years. It's just it's overboard now. All right, this is bad. This is really bad. Like really really bad. So, what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to sign everything over to you. Everything, all my business, everything is just sign it over to you. And then once I get this figured out, then you can just, just give it all back to me, right? And then that's how we're going to work. So I'm just going to let you know now that I'm giving you everything. Everything I own is yours, pretty much. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to trust you on this. I'm guessing you probably, if you're someone who defrauded the IRS or just didn't pay your taxes, the person that you're dating, you're probably going to manifest that person's behavior. You know what I mean? Like you're probably going to embody a person who hides from the IRS and doesn't pay their taxes. You're probably going to express that personality. You're probably not a great person all around. So I'm guessing your girlfriend can't be super surprised when she steals everything you own, because you are the type of person to defraud the IRS. So, or just not pay taxes. I'm not exactly sure what you did. So, yeah, that's tough. It's hard to be a real stand-up citizen and just not pay your taxes. Next one comes from Captcha Trump Stamp. My significant other's father did this, sold his business to an employee for $1 to hide it during his divorce, and was shocked when suddenly the guy didn't magically give it back. He lost his entire business and inventory for $1. He was an abusive asshole, so it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Well, there you go. Maybe that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is the inner workings of these people's lives. You don't just I'm just gonna just not pay my taxes. Just not even because I just hate government or anything like that. I just don't want to pay them. Just don't feel like paying them. So, I don't think there's a ton of people around like that. There's usually a lot other things going on. Next one comes from StarFox41. My awful aunt was the trustee for my grandparents' estate. When they passed, she decided to sell their house to a random realtor who put a leaflet on the door. To the realtor, not with the realtor. It wasn't put on the market, and my aunt rejected a matching offer by me, and I argued hard to actually list the house and have people bid on it. The realtor slapped a new coat of paint on it and sold it a couple months later for literally $1 million more than she bought it for. What? I don't even understand. How did the aunt not, how's the aunt not pissed off with that? What is, you sold it for cheap to a realtor? It's like, bro, you could have made more money. So what's the real incentive there? I don't really get it. Just wanted it off her hands. So yeah, I'm gonna just turn down $1 million. It's just material things. Material things don't matter in this life. So whatever. I guess I'll just sell the house for way less than it's worth, and then I'll just pocket the money. She's telling him you need to get over it. Okay, this was whose house was this? Grandparents, yeah. You need to get over your grandparents' house, okay? Not everything is about having money, okay, and having a lot of it, and possessions, and just accumulation of wealth, okay? So you need to get over that. That's I think you're not seeing clearly on this, okay? I mean, that doesn't necessarily apply to me because I have an awareness of that, right? So I can kind of just accumulate all the wealth that I want, but as long as I know it's just not getting to me, then we're fine. But for you though, you need to stop caring about this so much. You know what I mean? You need to stop being so obsessed with money. I'm already fine. Okay? So if you would just leave it alone, kind of just stop it there, and we don't have to ever talk about this anymore because I think you're becoming money hungry. All right? You're getting money obsessed. All right? Next one comes from OK Implement 4933. Applied for a 5K loan. Didn't accept quick enough, so applied for another 5K loan, got both accepted, and ended up gambling it all. Wow. Yeah, and I don't. Well, I don't even really know what to say for that because it's like, I I don't even know. What was the loan for? Like, what were you? What, like, why would you apply for a 5K loan and then whilst waiting for that 5K loan, you apply for another 5K loan? Like, it seems like you needed this money for something fairly urgent, and then just gambled it all away. Actually, I listened to a really interesting story. Shout out to Magnates Media on YouTube. He's freaking awesome, man. His videos are so sick, and they're so interesting. So I highly encourage you guys to check out Mag. If you like this podcast, you'll definitely like Magnates Media. But he tells the story basically just like how business people get started or created their business. And the guy who created FedEx, I didn't know this, but there was at one point where he, I'm not sure like why I would know this, like as if I would ever know this in any other circumstance. Like, yeah, the guy who created FedEx. Like, no, but anyways, so there was a point where the guy who created FedEx he had to pay taxes, and he didn't have enough money in his account to pay the taxes and keep the business going. It would have like completely bankrupted him, and like pay his employees and do shipping and all this stuff. So, as a last resort, he decided he was gonna, he had this like business meeting in New York, and then he canceled it and decided to fly to Vegas, and he gambled it, and he ended up like doubling his money. And that was how FedEx was able to stay alive, because he ended up like paying taxes and being able to pay this like most recent order that they had and to fill this order. And then that order kind of got them, started on making a bunch of money. But that was really interesting. So, and sorry it didn't work out too well for you. Maybe you got to count some cards. Maybe you got to work on counting some cards, or just, what if it was just all on slot machines too? Like, what if she was just like, I don't understand why I was losing, and just spent $10K on slot machines. Next one comes from Bulbig Big. I don't even know. A guy in my fraternity got $30K for an undisclosed reason. I'm guessing family death or something, and he bet it all on the Yankees in winning one game. They lost. Oh my God. So I just wanted to tell you this, guys. So my grandpa basically left his entire inheritance to me. And, I've really thought about spending this money wisely, okay? But I think, and I could help out my family, I could pay for the rest of college, but, set up a fund so my kids, they could go to college, but something just tells me, something deep inside is just telling me, just bet on the Yankees. And it's really because at the end of the day, Grandpa loved the Yankees. I mean, he was a Mets fan. Yankees were kind of like second to him, but he was like there. He would turn on a Yankees game, every once in a while. I mean, I'm a big Yankees fan, and I think he would want me to, invest the money, right? In the Yankees, that's what it is, right? He's like investing in yourself, right? I consider myself part of the Yankees because I'm a fan of the Yankees. So really I'm part of the organization, So it's really an investment if you think about it. I'm investing in their success. And if they don't succeed, then, well, let's just not talk about that, because they're the Yankees, okay? They're the Yankees. They're going to succeed, all right? I have faith in them. They're my team, right? I'm putting $30K into them. How much do the friggin' Yankees cost? So, yeah, I know that he would want me to do this. This is what he, to be honest, I'm surprised he just didn't give me a sportsbook ticket with, $30,000 on the Yankees for today, That's pretty much, yeah. Rhetorica replies and says, a guy who lived on my floor in the dorms inherited $100K from his grandfather's estate. He was very popular. He was suddenly very popular, buying all the beer, pizza, new car, golf clubs, etc. He was living large. His parents showed up about a month later to attempt to help to straighten him out to recover the funds. The golf clubs and the other items went to a pawn shop, and they even enlisted the RA to help watch out for the guy. Terrible for an 18, 19-year-old to come into that kind of money out of nowhere with no reference or respect for how to handle it or how it was earned. Yeah, that's the toughest thing. It's like, yeah, I literally got this money by grinding all the way from the coal mines up to owning my own business. You know, it's like, oh, it's $100,000. I just won the lottery. Man, money is such a weird thing, man. It's like money can really change people. And the thing is I feel like the first thing I would think when I got a hold of a bunch of money is I really honestly need to put this out of my sight like as quick as possible so that I can just keep on moving on with my life, invest in what I need to do and things that are going to help me move forward in life. But in terms of like the lump sum, I need to just put it somewhere else. Like I have to just, and whether I spend it all immediately on just like, you know, gambling. No, I'm just kidding. Whether I spend it all immediately on like, you know, like putting it in a fund or just moving it, you know what I mean? Because I feel like the longer that you kind of hold on to that money, the more you're just like, oh, you know, I'll spend this, I'll buy this. And then it just, you know, you just accumulate this habit of spending all of your money. I feel like the biggest thing to do if you come into a lump sum of money is to just as quickly as possible get it like out of your life almost. You know, like spend money. Don't necessarily spend money differently as how you spent it before. I mean, unless you are starving or like need food and need a place to live, I'd focus on those basic things, get your basic needs met. And then once those needs are met with that money, you know, you have to put that money into something, you know, whether, yeah, like that's a fund or like an investment account, or whether it's, you know, investing it in yourself, like trying to get your you know, life to be the best possible life it could be. But I definitely think that, at least for me, that's what, you know, that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's just like, just got to put it away. Just got to just treat it like it's really not even there. Next one comes from XCCO. My brother's ex fell for a Craigslist scam. She found a motorcycle and the guy needed money up front to pay bills before she even saw it. We told her not to do it. It's a scam. She said she already sent $1,000. Of course, he was never able to show her the bike, and we found out from my brother after they broke up, she actually continued sending him money in hopes of getting the motorcycle. I think she was out $3,000 by the end of it. How this is what amazes me, man, about scam. How do you not know that's a scam? Anytime anyone asks for money without anything in return, it's immediately a scam. It is immediately a scam. How do you just like, no, I know him. Okay. We've had Craig's chat conversations. Okay. He's in a tough financial situation. All right. He just inherited an apartment because his roommate died. Okay. He needs the money to pay bills and rent. All right. If I don't help him, I'm a bad person. All right, so I need to do this. All right, it's disgusting how you wouldn't help him. Absolutely horrible. I can't believe you would do this. I can't believe you're not supportive of me. Like, well, the thought's there, but man, that's like the easiest scam to fall for. Nobody even like really spent a bunch of time like tricking you into believing your computer had a virus or something. Like, there's no elaborate plot here. It's literally just, give me money. Like, just give me money. And I have an excuse for you to just send me more money. Like, it's like, yeah, can I come see the motorcycle? Yeah, no, not today. Not today. I'm not really feeling like showing motorcycles today. It's just one of those days, you know. Not really feeling up to it. And then they freaking block you. Like, how? This is, wow. Low key. If you send somebody $1,000+ for doing this, you kind of deserve it. Not trying to be mean, but I mean, There's more than one red flag here. Let's just say that. Katona replies and says, "My ex-husband got cheated out of tens of thousands of dollars just by being an over-trusting and underthinking seller. He had always..." Wow, that is such an insult. Over-trusting and underthinking seller. You're underthinking. That is one of the meanest insults I've ever heard ever. You're just an underthinking human. Oh my God, that's brutal. I've never heard that in my life. He had always wanted a piano his entire life, and one day a friend's father had passed and left him an incredibly amazing and very old piano that she had no use for. He loved that thing so much, tuned it up and fixed it. Then a giant ball of tragedy struck that put us in a very bad financial situation, causing us to no longer afford where we were currently living and having to move to his old family's home, which is off the mainland and on an island. Being that the only way to get anything moved was by ship and extremely expensive, he had to sell a lot of things, and much to his dismay, the piano was just too big and too heavy to ship there. So he put out a listing to sell it for a very reasonable price. It was an antique and in spectacular condition and made in the early 1900s and is worth at the very least $80,000. Holy shit. He listed it for a fraction of what it was worth due to a time constraint on having to get rid of it before the move. Someone contacted him and offered to buy it, and here's where he did something monumentally stupid. The buyer offered to have a truck come and pick it up and the piano in a very quick time frame and asked if it would be all right to give my husband $1,000 up front and then the rest in 2 weeks when they got paid. I know he was under a lot of stress, but damn, that was dumb. You do not let anyone walk away with an incredibly valuable item without being paid in full. As I'm sure no one is shocked here, the person never paid anything else on the piano and just disappeared. The money from that sale alone was pretty much all we were going to have to live off until he was able to secure a new job in the new location. Scammers are truly awful, and many people just need to learn to not be so trusting. It's sad, but it's just how it is. Yeah, man. It's true, man. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never been scammed before. If you're in the clothing, if you like collecting clothing, like I said before, if you like collecting sneakers, you're going to it is highly unlikely that you will go throughout that whole process, especially if you start collecting when you're young, that without being scammed. I've been scammed I don't even know, probably 3 or 4 times I've been scammed just buying fake clothing that's not real. And it's some of the deals, it's not like they're too good to be true deals, but they're good deals and they could exist other places. And then you get it and it's just yeah, this is so fake. Oh my God. And you thankfully never shoes. That's never happened to me with shoes. I've never bought or I've never purchased a fake pair of shoes, but definitely some clothing has slipped by the detectors for me. But damn, it's at least I bought something fake and didn't sell something like that and just lose all the money. You know what I mean? Oh my God, that sounds awful. Yeah, I feel damn, bro, there was no way you guys could have just held off for a bit. You could have probably even gone to a store and not sold it to an individual. You could have probably sold it to an antique store and they would have given you more money than that. There's definitely people you could have contacted. You could literally just go to a music store and say, I have a very high valued item. Do you have contacts who are interested in purchasing that type of stuff? I guarantee you would have sold it. Damn, that's tough. Anybody sees my keys, next one says, my former sister-in-law had a thriving medical practice. She got so stressed that she joined Scientology, and started taking their classes. She opened up 5-6 credit cards without telling my brother, maxed the cards with hundreds of thousands, oh my God, in cash withdrawals, and gave it to that cult. Oh my God. Honey, the warrior lord princess Xenu is just... Okay, our human dollars mean really nothing to her. So we have to treat it like if we want to live on her astral plane, that's how we have to see it. Okay? So I need to just to the larger scope of Scientology, money doesn't even exist. It's nothing. Okay? So that's how I need to treat it. So I'm just finding as much money as I can and just giving it away, because that's what being a true Scientologist means, is just all the money you could possibly have or come into contact with in this world. You must give it to the church. You must give it to the church. It's just, that's honestly what you're there for as a Scientologist. All right? We are just there to support the church. And the church uses that money. They use it for good things. Okay? Like buying properties and making more courses that help people. And David Miscavige's private yachts. That's just it's just how we function as a Scientology society, okay? We need to stop treating money like it's some big deal, something that can ruin our lives, or bury us, or the generations of us, like our kids and their kids, are just like, we need to stop. We need to leave this old thinking behind. Okay? We need to take some risks, because if we don't make it up to level 8, it's not even worth being alive. All right? And what's the cost of level 8? $200,000? Okay. Well, you only live once, okay? What is $200,000 going to matter when we're buried deep in hell? Okay? We need to do this. Anybody? Oh yeah, sorry. Next one comes from Erratic A09. My supervisor took out a loan against their 401k to pay their rent because their credit cards were maxed. 2 weeks later, they bought a brand new $60K Lincoln, basically nothing down, because her daughter just had a baby and I needed a bigger car for that. So you just bought a brand new car, just not even used, just brand new. Yeah, I really need this money. I'm just in terrible amounts of debt, and I just have tons of bills to pay off, but I need the Lincoln, okay? The Lincoln is just helping me with stress, okay? It's a beautiful car. It's amazing to look at. I love it. And it's just, how am I supposed to pay my bills if I can't even drive around in something I feel confident and comfortable in? How am I supposed to pay how do you expect me? You know what they say? It's like you need to feel like a millionaire before you even become one. How am I supposed to feel like I have $1 million if I'm not driving around in a freaking Lincoln? Okay? Like I feel like you're not really understanding the mindset of a true trillionaire. Okay, this is the trillionaire mindset. All right? You need to fake it, what they call fake it till you make it. Okay? So whether that's buying a brand new Lincoln, buying a mansion, tons of jewelry. I'm a big jewelry person. I just need to embody the life of a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, and then I'll get there. All right? So it sounds like you're really not supporting my dreams is what you're saying. It sounds like you're really not backing me up here, okay? Like, this is starting to sound really unsupportive, okay? I just don't know if I have room for people like that in my life. So you'll regret it. Because when I become a trillionaire, won't even wave to you, because I'll be like, you didn't support me. So there you go. Next one comes from Solid Internal 9079. A dude who owned a small convenience store in our town spent like $20,000 on fidget spinners. He was posting for like a year begging people to buy them as he would lose his business and marriage was falling apart. Oh my God. I guarantee you he was just obsessed with fidget spinners and just thought people would love them as much as he did. Like, he's just like, these are going to sell the fuck out. Oh my God. People are going to come from tens of miles around and hundreds of miles around just to have these fidget spinners. These are just... Oh, I can't stop fidgeting. I'm fidgeting on every finger. This is just maximal fidgeting. Oh, I can do this all the time. I can just fidget all the time. I'm fidgeting while I'm fidgeting. Oh, I can't stop. So then they invest $20,000 and understand that not everybody is burning to fidget. Not that. And it was a very interesting little trend. What was once actual tool to help people with ADHD just became slight pastime for a little bit on social media, and then once people realized I don't need this, they just stopped using them. So I had 2 fidget spinners back in the day, though, and I fuck with fidget spinners, not gonna lie. The fidget spinners are pretty sick, pretty cool, but not worth $20,000. It's like, I don't understand why these aren't selling. I spent my whole life savings on these. All right, yeah, I think that's... If you spend your life savings on something, you better be really sure that it's, gonna take off and not just something that you could buy literally anywhere. Next one comes from Slays06. My cousin spent 100% of her inheritance and took out a loan on her home to buy a second home in the mountains. Thing is it was being pushed over by a mountain. What? And they thought they could fix it. I went and seen it, and every door jamb was crooked, and the doors wouldn't shut. They took me down into the basement, and they were trying to use beams to stop the mountain from pushing on the home. It was just like, what the hell are you doing? That won't solve anything. Fast forward 6 months, and they asked me for $50K to help, and I declined. I respectfully declined. Fast forward a year, and the home collapsed, and now they owe over $300+ for a home that doesn't exist, and they don't make the payments if they lose on their other house too, because they use the original home as collateral and cannot get insurance on the second home. Total money lost upwards of $700K. Yeah, okay, this is... When people say that you can move mountains, I wouldn't say that that's something you should take literally. Okay, like... When someone says you have the power to move mountains, this is where stupid people interpret this as, I can literally move a mountain. Okay, this is the Earth. Okay, this is the literal geography of the planet. Okay, humans are so freaking delusional, man. It just blows my freaking mind. It's like, yeah, we created ski resorts on mountains. Why can't we just, terraform this to fit my house? Like, we're very capable, okay? It's like, what do you think you can do that with a freaking pickaxe? You think you're just gonna shovel the mountain? Like, what are you thinking? Like, what's the logic? Where's the logic there? I'm just I am in just astonishment over the mindset of some people, man. It's just freaking holy shit, dude. Yeah, that's deservedly so. Yeah, and like, to get your husband on too. How did you just? Yep, that sounds like a great idea, honey. I'm 100% behind this. I can't wait to spend everything we have and more on a home that's being crushed by the mountains. Next one comes from Annan 1987. A friend of mine who's very bad with money, and his girlfriend bought some sort of water filtration system from a door-to-door salesman. Oh my God. He has to pay something like $300 a month for this filtration system. He was all stoked because it came with a free set of pots and pans. No. This isn't just a water filtration system, okay? This is a hydro super active, a purifying, nuclear hydraulic system. Okay, this is state-of-the-art technology, and what this does is it adds a little bit of radioactivity into your water every day so that it will eventually give you superpowers. Okay? Have you ever seen Spider-Man? Okay? That's just that everyone knows that. You need something radioactive. All right? So we are just consuming this water, radioactive. We've been secretly giving it to our neighbors too. Because we're acting like saints, okay? They're going to have superpowers and they're going to be so thankful. So for $300 a month, okay, when I can actually literally lift the mountain and push it back, that's crushing my house, I'll be set, okay? What's $300 a month when I have literal superpowers. And I could just laser the freaking IRS and just burn their establishment to the ground. All right? So, why don't you want any more water, dude? What the heck? Next one, this is probably the last one I'll read today, comes from Ruby Sundance. A coworker I used to have worked every second of overtime he could for several years to save up for a house. When he applied for the house loan, he based his mortgage payment on all of the overtime he had been working. I tried to tell him that wasn't a good idea, but he didn't want to hear it. He ended up divorced a few years later because his wife got tired of him always working. Damn, that's tough. Well, I mean, like, I feel like that's not, you're actually, it's not like you got scammed or something like that, and you're actually kind of like working to save up for something, I guess, but I don't know. That one is maybe less bad. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast. I always have fun with y'all here on the show, and I'm so excited and happy that you decided to tune in for this week's episode or whenever you happen to be listening to this episode. So without further ado, this is the Reddit Asks Us podcast where you read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Remember, if you're watching on Apple Podcast or listening on Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also please leave us a review. You can find us on YouTube. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe there. You can answer this week's Reddit question by clicking the description of the episode. And there's a white icon that says reply. You can reply and you will be notified when your response is published. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast. I love each and every single one of you. Peace out. Love you. Bye.